This is going to be a quick introduction to an online instrument flight trainer that's written entirely in JavaScript. It's going to be an introduction to the basic controls. The first thing you need to know is the URL, how do you get to it, and that will be at test-itrainer.rhcloud.com. The first thing that comes up is the help page, and that's mostly what we'll be covering in this quick tutorial is the controls. And maybe a couple of the settings. The main thing to know is this is still under development, so there will be bugs, and it also doesn't scale very well, so you'll probably want to have your browser in a full screen mode. The way you actually look at the instruments of the plane, the main page is here on the Home tab. And what you see here is the basic 6 instruments for the plane and plus a couple of navigational instruments. We'll get into navigation in a different tutorial. The basic controls are bank, which are on the left and the right of the attitude indicator. So clicking and holding on the left-hand side of the attitude indicator will cause the plane to bank left. When you let go, it stops. If I want to bank back to the right, I go to the right side of the attitude indicator and bring it back to, say, level. If I go too far, just click a little bit on the left-hand side. We go back to wings level. If I want to go to the right, heading say 360, I click on the right hand side of the attitude indicator, get a nice standard rate turn going. As north comes up, we'll click on the left hand side and just bring the wings back to level. And you can tap it a little bit if you need to do a little bit of adjustment. It will automatically level the wings if you're very close to 0 degrees bank. That's to prevent from minor course deviations that aren't really intended. As far as pitch goes, the way that's controlled is on the bottom and the top of the attitude indicator. Clicking on the bottom of it will cause the plane to pitch up. You'll see airspeed's decreasing. You'll see vertical speed is increasing and an increase in the altimeter. To stop it, you click on the trim tab. And that's intended to sort of enforce good practice or teach good practice for pitch changes in instrument conditions. You want to pitch while you're watching the attitude indicator. When you get to where you want to go, you pretty much immediately want to trim it so that the plane is stable. Airspeed lags a little bit, just like it would in a normal airplane, so you'll see that'll come down and settle out at some value. Vertical speed is coming up. If I want to pitch down, click on the top of the attitude indicator. Over here on the trim tab, level pitch is right about here. So I'm just going to pitch back to level. Click on that and we have about level flight again. You'll see the airspeed will start coming up again. So that's pitch and bank. We also have a power control over here. So clicking on the left side of the power control will reduce the throttle. And you'll see when you do that, the plane naturally wants to pitch down and the airplane will want to speed up a little bit. We'll also see the beginning of a descent over here. Power up is on the right hand side of the throttle or the tachometer. So click on the right hand side, we go to full power, the plane naturally wants to pitch up. What we see is a climb in vertical speed, and we also see an increase in altitude. The final control that you may want to mess with for basics is the heading bug. That moves similar to the other controls. If you want to bring it around to the right, you can click on the right hand side of the heading indicator. If you want to bring it around to the left, just click and hold the left hand side of the heading indicator. It will accelerate a little bit, so as you get close, just sort of tap it in. And I think that's most of the basic controls. I will save the navigational stuff for a different tutorial.